In this video, I will explain how to load two objects in Salesforce. So I'll create two mappings. First mapping will load one account object, and second mapping will load one contact object where it will do a lookup on the account object. Let's go to Salesforce in Object Manager. Let's see what all objects I have created. I have created this test account and test contact. Let me open test account. Go to field and relationship. Test account, I have created this test account name, permanent address, and external ID. External ID, it's a unique field which we can use for doing a offset, which is insert else. And this is created by last modified by owner. These are the auto populated fields. And let's go to the second object. It's test contact. Let's go to the field and relationship. You can see I have created a few fields like city, contact name, country, created by email ID, external ID, last modified by owner, permanent address, phone, postal code, state, test account, and organization. Here also same similar fields, audit fields are there which are auto populated, and there is one external field, external ID field, which will be used for doing offset. And this test account, it's a lookup field, and you can see the type is lookup and the object is test account. It means this test account is related to the test account object. It's like a foreign key here. So I have created one mapping document for this. This is the mapping document. As you can see, I have added this test account, and the test account underscore C is the API name. Means whenever you import the table or object in Informatica, you will see this test underscore account underscore C. Underscore C means these are the custom objects. Similarly, here test contact, and the name is test underscore contact underscore C. And I have added the fields which are present in test account object. ID created by external ID, last modified by test account name. The API names means the field names and the data type, whether it's a lookup or it's a text 255, text 80, and how it will be populated. And the left side, I have mentioned the source file. The file name is source sfdc account contact.csv. And let's see how the target fields will be populated. We start with the ID. The ID is a record ID in Salesforce object. For each and every object, one ID field will be there in Salesforce, and that ID field, it's 18 digits, 18 length field, which will be auto populated. Once you insert a record, that field will be generated. So no need to map this field, it will be auto populated. Then similarly created by, as you can see, it's a lookup user, means the logged in user. So ID will be added to this created by. This is also auto populated. External ID, we have to load this field as it's a unique field which will be used for doing a offset operation. So this should be unique. And in this case, our account name from the source will be mapped to this field. Then last modified by ID, this will be also auto populated. This owner ID also will be auto populated. No need to map these fields. Then the permanent account in my case, it's coming from the source file. I will map permanent account from source to permanent address in the target. Then the name field in account object. So account name from source will be mapped to name in test account. So in this way, our test underscore account object will be loaded. Let's go to the next object, which is test underscore contact object. As you can see here also there are the few fields which are auto-populated and a few fields which we need to map. As you can see ID is auto-populated. City will be populated from source or city I think I do not have. That is fine. Then no need to map it. Contact name. It's contact name coming from source, so it can be mapped. Similarly, country also can be mapped. Created by, it's auto-populated, so no need to map it. Email ID coming from source, that can be mapped. Mobile number. Yes, here external ID, here it's a unique field. This one is also going to be used for doing offset operation. So external ID will be mapped from mobile number and unique mobile number should be mapped to this external ID. Then last modified by this is auto-populated, owner auto-populated, permanent address. In this case, it's not required. So I'm not mapping it as we are already mapping permanent address there in account object. So we need to map here. Then phone, we're going to map from mobile number, postal code not required. It's not there in my source. State will be mapped from state field from source. Then this test account is a lookup field. Means this test account is a lookup field or lookup on the test account object. So how we are going to achieve that? As from source, our account name is coming. And in account object, test account object, the name field is mapped from account name. So in this case, what we'll do, we'll join this account name from source with account name in test account and get the ID of test account object. That ID we are populating. So we'll get this ID and map to this test account here. So in this way, that lookup will happen. And this one we are not mapping, so it's not applicable. Let's go to ISCS. I have already created two mappings. SF count and SF contact. Let's open this SF account as it's a one-to-one load. So my source is Salesforce. Sorry, source is the flat file. Source SFDC account contact and target is Salesforce test underscore account object. In this case, as I am going to do offset operation, I have to select operation as offset. There are insert, update, offset, delete, data driven. Here I am using offset, and if you select offset, you have to select either use external ID or ID lookup. In my case, I am using external ID, so I have selected external ID as ID here. And go to target fields. You can see these are the target fields present in test account object. Let's go to the field mapping. Field mapping in this way, you can map your fields. For example, if more fields are there, you cannot see all those fields in one window. Then in that case, if you know the name, like search with NAME, so that field will show here. Then you can map it directly account name to account name. So as per the mapping document, this name will be mapped from account name. External ID also will be mapped from account name. Permanent address is getting mapped from permanent address. So these are the properties. Let's go to advanced. In Salesforce, there are few separate properties are there. Like if you want null to be loaded, you have to select this null. If you want to generate the SFDC error files, whenever the job fails due to some reason, that error file will be generated with the record and the error region. And success file, if you are having 10 records and 10 records are getting loaded, you'll one success file will be generated, and you can provide the path here. Salesforce API, you can mention standard API. This is all about the first mapping. Then let's go and open the mapping task for that. Click on edit. I have created this mapping task empty underscore sf underscore account. Then go to next. As it's a simple mapping, I have not used any other properties. Only the error file properties I have added, as I have added the property to get the failure files or error files. I have added this error log type as flat file, error log file directory, and error log file name. So in this case, what will happen whenever the job fails due to some reason or records are not getting inserted, these failure file will be generated. Now let's go to the second mapping. Second mapping is AMSF contact. As you know, while loading contact, there are few fields which are getting directly populated from the source, and few field or one field which is uh, done from a lookup. So let me open that. As you can see, my source is a file, target is Salesforce object, and I am doing a lookup on a Salesforce account object. So what I will do, instead of doing using the lookup, I will join those two, because doing a Salesforce lookup is time consuming. It means it takes more time to do a lookup or to use lookup on Salesforce object. So it's better to use that in join. So what I have done, this is source, this is my test account object. Let me open this. It's the test account object, and there are many fields, but I want only this name and ID, as this is the foreign key in my case here. So what I will do, from source name is coming, and in my account object name is there. I will do a join on this name and the source join, and I'll get the ID. Then there is a joiner. I have connected the source to master and test account to detail. Let's open the joiner transformation here. You can see the incoming fields. Go to join condition. It's detail outer join, and I'm joining based on the account name which is coming from source and the name field which is there in the Salesforce account object. Then I have added one expression, but there is no use of this one because I'm not doing any other operations here. Then target here is the Salesforce test account, sorry, test contact object. You can see test contact object, and I am doing offset here. So for doing offset, I have to use this external ID, and I have selected the external ID field for doing offset. Then you can see the target fields. These are the target fields which are present in the test contact object. Then go to the field mapping. As you can see, as per the mapping document, I have mapped the fields like contact name to this contact object name, mobile number to phone, this mobile number to external ID, email ID. Then there are a few fields like state also I have mapped. So in this way, I have mapped the fields. Then I have created the mapping task for contact object or test contact. It's a straight, nothing else is there. I have not added any other properties here. Even the error files also I have not added. Now let's go and open the task flow. This is the task flow which I have created. In this task flow, um, Salesforce contact. No, this one. Task flow is task flow underscore SFDC. In this case, I have drag and drop this data task twice for two mapping tasks. The first one for account and second one for contact. And now let's go to this workbench in which we can see what all records are there. If you query the test account object, you can see no records present. Similarly, let's go to test contact object. This is test contact underscore C. Let's select the fields. So what it is doing, she is doing a select all the fields from test underscore contact object. And if you want to do some sorting based on some fields, A to Z or Z to A, and if you want to some filters, then you can do all this here. Now run the SQL query here. As you can see, there are no records present. So I'll select test account. Then let's go to the task flow. Once I run the task flow, there is a test account and test contact objects will be loaded. Let's run the task flow now. Click on my jobs. The job is running now. Let it run for 2 minutes. Let's refresh the task flow. As you can see, the task flow has completed now. Yes. Let's go to account. You can see source record came from source and five records came from source and five records have been loaded to the test account object. Similarly, let's open the contact. As you can see, this is our source. So five records came from source, five records are loaded to the target, and you can see while doing lookup, the mapping has read five records from the test account objects. Now let's go to workbench to see if the records have been loaded or not. I have selected the test account. Let's select the fields. As you can see, previously no records are there. Now five records have been loaded. So whatever fields we have mapped, those have been loaded, and this created by, created date, ID, last modified by, last modified date, owner ID. These are auto-populated fields. Then to see some sample data, let's go to scroll this mouse towards this ID field and click on view in Salesforce. Yeah, you can see the sample record ABC Bank. This record has been loaded to Salesforce. This owner created by, last modified by. Similarly, let's go to the contact. And select the fields. Yeah. So these are the fields which have been loaded from the file. Those one-to-one mapped fields have been loaded like country, email ID, external ID, and you can see the IDs have been generated. These are the record IDs. Then you can see name, state, and phone numbers have been loaded. And as you see here, the test account, it's a lookup field. So it's not directly one-to-one mapped field. It's a foreign key field here. So we got this after doing a lookup on account object. So this is the account ID, same ID you can find in account object. Now let me go to the record to see the record in Salesforce. So I'll do that here, view in Salesforce. Yeah, so this is the contact which has been created. If you see here, the fields which we mapped have been populated, like contact name, the phone number, national ID, same like phone number, email ID, state, and country. And these fields auto-populate like created by, last modified by, and in the top owner is there. And if you see the test account, this is the lookup field. It means this ABC band is the account, is the account name in account object that you can see here. So if you click here, it will take you to the account object. So let's click this. As you can see, it went to the account object, that account record. Another way to see the contact from this account is click on related. You can see here the contact is also reflecting here. As these are related, so from account object you can see the related contact, or from the contact object you can see the related account. Yeah, so in this way we can load records into Salesforce object. Like we load into one object, then do a lookup on that object and load the records into another object. So this is all about how you are going to load into Salesforce object. I hope this will be helpful for those people who wants to work on Salesforce as a target, and in any Salesforce projects or data integration project where Salesforce will be used as target. You will have to generate one mapping document like this. The right side, you'll have these Salesforce object, the field names, API names, data types, and the logic how you're going to populate. On the left side, it will have the source file or source table and the fields. The logic should be mentioned here. Based on that, you will map and load the objects. And in to see the data, you can go and see those records in Workbench. And to see those records in Salesforce, one is to just scroll this cursor here and view in Salesforce. You can go and see. In this way, one can load records into Salesforce and see the records. Thank you.